What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to our next episode of our Avatar Bronze to Mythic climb. We're coming off our best draft of the entire climb so far with our 7-0 last video. So let's see if we can get a little bit of repeat action and keep the momentum going. We are super close to making it to Mythic, but the end of the month is rapidly approaching. Let's jump in and see how we do. All right, jumping in. Not the craziest opening pack. I think there's a lot of okay cards and nothing I'm like jumping out of my seat for. Bayesian Reinforcements has been pretty good. North Pole Patrol's been pretty good. Azula, I'm not taking. I'm taking a rare. It's Boiling Rock Rioter. Don't love playing black, but this is a very splashable card. It cares about allies. It essentially makes it so that you can tackle allies from or take allies from your own graveyard and then recast them when he attacks. But more importantly, he's one of the only graveyard hit cards in the format. Like him, Raven Eagle, might just be those two. Honestly, I'm trying to think of anything else. I'm going to take it here. I'm going to stay open. Nothing here really too crazy. I expect to wheel. Certainly not in black, as I don't think I would play either of these black cards. But I think Boiling Rock Rioter is good enough to justify the take. I think this is an easy lightning strike. There's a couple reasons why. One, I think Team Avatar is good. I have been super high on this card in the past, and playing more of this set, I've come to realize that this card feels like doesn't really ever contribute to you winning a game you wouldn't have won. It is probably one of the most snowbally cards in the format outside of rares, but it kind of just does that, right? Like you play it, you're already winning on the board, it pushes you to a point where you're winning, or you have enough creatures on the board already where it's a removal spell. Lightning Strike has been super reliable, super strong. There's a super second North Pole Patrol here we could have taken back to back. There's an Earth Rumble, notably a Rocky Rebuke was in the last pack. There's a Glider Kids, which I think is pretty decent. But I think Lightning Strike is a much better card most of the time. Couple choices here. Fire Nation Attacks has been really good. Like, really good. Boomy's Bash has been just consistent, good removal spell. Everything else here is kind of debatable. There's a Blind Bandit. Top of the Blind Bandit is really good. And I'm kind of tempted to take it. It's an ally for Boiling Rock Rioter. I kind of want to take Fire Nation Tax, though. I want to play this Lightning Strike, and the Fire Nation Tax has been so good. That's a really tough choice there. Sold Out, I think, is the pickup here. I think we're going to be Rakdos pretty comfortably. I like Ty but the unconditional removal at instant speed has been really important. There's definitely a world where we took like pack one, pick one invasion reinforcements into Team Avatar, into whatever the white card in the last pack was, into like second invasion reinforcements. That would be a crazy way this draft could have gone, but I don't think I'm ever pack one, pick winning invasion reinforcements over this rare, so pretty tough. Sell. This is a tough choice. I think Some Warriors is so much better than every other card in this pack. I'm going to take it here. I'm not fully committed to either of my colors, but this sure does make me feel like red-white is maybe a path I could take, and I don't think it's a tough choice there. Azula Always Lies has been pretty decent. Merchant of Many Hats has been okay. It is replayable off Boiling Rock Rider, but that's kind of irrelevant because he already replays himself. There's Abandoned Attachments as a way to get a lesson in the graveyard. I'm not taking Curious Farm Animals or Sandbender Storm. Seismic Sense is decent. Honestly, I'm leaning towards like Abandoned Attachments, but I think, this is super, super tough. I'm gonna take Abandoned Attachments here. I think it's most likely to make my deck, and I think that's a relevant consideration quite often. We have a red-white land. Southern Air Temple is the shrine that gets you into shrines. Late octopus form could be a signal, could not be. Red white land is also, I think, the safest pick is just taking the red white land and figuring it out. There could be a world where we should be playing shrines. I think seventh pick seeing one shrine and having not seen any other shrines, that's a tough sell. The last Agni Kai has been so hit or miss. When it's good, it's good. And honestly, I don't even know if it's very good. Sorry. Kind of want to take White Lotus Hideout. It fixes cast lessons. Right now we have abandoned attachments, but if we're going to be a multicolor deck, it's kind of the card. I'll take the... I don't want to signal that red's open that way. It's also 20 gems, which is a relevant consideration. Wow, Zhao has been so disappointing as a card. 4 mana 3/4 kind of does nothing when it comes down. Even when it attacks, it doesn't really synergize with itself. It doesn't like consider this against the Azula, right? I think having one more health makes it better, but I'm gonna take an easy battle fan here and not really care. Wow. Ozai's Cruelty, Callous Inspector, Astar, Riot, all wield. Yeah, I think Callous Inspector is great here. Wow, Boiling Rock Prison and a 12th pick Corrupt Court Official, huh? Problem with Corrupt Court Official, I don't know, I'm taking the dual land. The problem with it is it really only is, gosh, that card is so bad. Fatal Fissure. Corrupt Court Official really only pulls its weight when you have like a whole bunch of the 1 mana sacrifice a creature, destroy a creature, which I've seen none of. Easy Firebending Lesson. We could have a second Team Avatar, second Toph. Guru Path Thick for the shrine things. No shrines in this pack though. I think this is a slam dunk firebending lesson, and we just tell the person we're passing to red is not open. Whoa, this card's so absurd. I don't want to pass it. I'd rather try to double splash it than pass it. That might be a crazy decision. We're pretty, open. We have a lot of red and white and blue. We could be red, white, blue. Problem is there's like a Professor Zay here, which is super strong for us. A second Sold Out, which is super strong. Tara wins the game. It's just so dumb. It's such a dumb card. It just wins. Try to play like 5-color allies. No, I should take the Professor Zay or the Sold Out, and I think between the two of them, Professor Zay is probably stronger. Nah, Sold Out is better. I don't know if I'll actually be able to play red. Ugh. Then getting past Sokka immediately afterward. Should have pivoted out of black, I guess. I don't know. This is craziness. I'm taking War Tribrawler here, and I'm not really worried about it. We're splashing for white at this point. War Tribrawler gets every creature out of our deck at the moment, although that's not a ton of creatures. And we are now just 3-color with white as a clear third pick color. Avatar Enthusiasts, we have a decent number of allies, but I think Kyoshi Warriors is enough better that I'm going to take it here. Need some early removal. Deadly Precision is that. Sacking Callous Inspector or the clue it creates. Sacking Kyoshi Battlefan or the creature it creates. I think we just need the removal. It's also 5 mana unconditional removal, which is pretty great. Third Sold Out. Second Kyoshi Warriors. Yeah, I think I'm just going to not let them have a creature after turn 4. I kind of like that game plan a lot. Jet, Barrels. Oh, Jet is really, really good, but I think Barrels is a must-take here. Jet is triple red, white, which we're going to be red, white, black. So, like, maybe there's a world where we get to it, but Barrels is just so good. It's a removal spell. It fixes us for the game. And look, now after taking a Barrels, we get to take a Jet anyway. And White Lotus Hideout casting for lessons, but also just being a filter land. How many lessons do we even have? We have 2 lessons in Firebending and Abandoned attachments, yeah, that's fine. I like that it just filters. Half-star Riot's not the worstest. I probably like it better than a Fire Nation Cadets I can't really make be a thing, but I think early creatures is good. We're going to want to pick up more deadly precisions, and I'm fine with playing a Fire Nation Cadets in a deck where I just expect to sack it and block with it a lot of the time. Raburu Troop to go get a Plains. Gosh, that card's terrible though. I'd rather have a Sandbender Storm. White Lotus Reinforcements. That's crazy. That is not right. There's a world where I play Wandering Musicians. I don't think it's very likely though. Fire Sages, Fancy Footwork, Azula on the Hunt, Second Lightning Strike, Secret Tunnel. Secret Tunnel sure does win games when you have a lot of creatures with the same creature type. We have a lot of allies, all that. But I think early removal is so important, and we are lacking it. And I think Secret Tunnel has more of a likelihood to just mess up our lands. We're not earthbending at all, so it being unblockable is kind of also irrelevant. But Lightning Strike's always going to be good in our deck. Okay, that's boomy. But I could also just have a third Lightning Strike, and I think I'd rather just have a third Lightning Strike. We have no earthbending, so he only works with himself. He really is like a one-card powerhouse. Like he's a 5-mana 9/8 with trample on half of it, and 4 mana, four of it gets brought back. But I don't want to play another color, and the Lightning Strike is fantastic, so I'm going to take it. You can't make me look back on that. Here, Waterbender's Ascension, not really a consideration. Zuko's Conviction, getting back like Jet, Sun Warriors, etc. seems pretty fine. I think Pretending Pox Bears is way better. Early game ally replaces itself, wants to be sacked, synergizes with Jet and Sun Warriors, seems good to me. Don't really need to overthink it. Rites of Flourishing. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player draws an additional card. Each player can play an additional land. So you play it, and hopefully you have the second land to play, and then turn around and they get to draw. Everybody's drawing 2 cards a turn. It's just not very good, so I'm not going to take it. Path to Redemption is very good. We need a little bit more unconditional removal for some of the things that are bigger and scarier that Lightning Strike can't kill. I do have 3 sold outs, I guess. That actually is a pretty fair consideration. I'm talking myself out of it and into Deserter's Disciple or Corrupt Court Official. No, Path to Redemption is so much better. All right, chopping block considerations. Well, Heartless Act is crazy. Yeah, we're just all removal. Cards that might not make the cut right now. Going on the right here. There's another Barrels and a Pretending Poxbearer, but oh my gosh, second Water Tribe Rallier, 6th pick? What's going on? I'm taking it. Iroh. Give them make 1/1s every turn that just get bigger. Take Pretending Poxbearers. Honestly, Iroh's not actually that bad in our deck. As just a dude that makes 2 things. I'm not burning them out, really. I don't know. There's a world where I play this Iroh for sure. Zhao is not... Whoa, I didn't even process Earth King's Lieutenant here. It's pretty hard for us to play. We're not playing it, though. I'm taking 20 gems, but that's just nuts. We wield the Fancy Footwork combat trick. I'm not excited to play it. We wield Earth Kingdom General. I'm not playing any of these cards, I don't think. I'll take the Fancy Footwork and throw it in the sideboard. I'll take the Uncommon, builds our vault faster. We recently refreshed our vault, so that was nice. Second White Lotus Hideout. We don't really have a lot of lessons, but it's an uncommon, so I'll take it, and we're set on cards. Deserter's Disciple very much might make the deck. I think these 3 cards are easy cuts at this point. So this is our deck right now. I'm going to play Iroh. In the late game, giving them, a land to make a 3/3 if you're both like flooding or whatever is pretty decent. There's also a world where you're giving them like a 1/1 off of Kyoshi Warriors to make a 4/4, right? So these are all situations I'm pretty happy to give them a whatever. Give them like the battle fan part of the battle fan. Give them the equipment, make a 5/5, right? Like the +1/+0 just doesn't matter. when you're making a huge thing. So there's a world where Iroh kind of can stabilize us. The other thing is you don't have to use his ability. So you can play him as a 3-mana 2/2 that makes a clue and then sack the clue yourself to gain life and, live another day. All right. The question is White Lotus Hideout making our deck? We have a total of 1 lesson in Firebending Lesson. We have no shrines, but it is a filter land where you can put a color in and then get a color out of it. I think with how many 1-color cards we have, that's pretty good. I would pay 5 mana often for a sold out Kyoshi Warriors, Fire Nation attacks. I'd pay 6 mana if I need it. Right, paying 1 more mana for some of these early plays to be able to guarantee we curve out, totally worthwhile. Our fixing is Barrels of Blasting Jelly, the 2 dual lands, and the filter land. But then we also have a bunch of basically not double pipped cards. Jet is 3 pips, but he's red and white, which, makes him a lot easier to cast than you may initially think. But with having all these 1-pipped cards, White Lotus Hideout is a lot more exciting. If I had a bunch of double pipped cards like red, red, white, white, stuff like that, I think this card gets a lot worse because even when you have it, it doesn't help you. So I think we just cut a basic here. And if we're looking at our color spread, 8, 8, 10, but we have double dual lands on the card color we have 10 of. Red is so so important for us in the early game off of Firebending Lesson, Double Deserted Disciple, and Lightning Strike. And if we have white, we have Pretending Poxbearers, both our Water Tribe Ralliers, and Path to Redemption. So I think black is the thing I'm happy to have 1 less of, with the expectation that most of our black cards are 4-drops, and we're able to wait to play them and find the lands. So that's our deck, 16 lands, just a stupid amount of removal. I'm just going to throw this here now so you can kind of see what we're working with on our removal package. Jet is absolutely a removal spell. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 removal spells, and then 12. 12 removal spells out of our 23 or 24 cards. So half our deck is removal, and the other half is just super efficient creatures. Is there something better we could be running over the Kyoshi Battle Fan that our Water Tribe Ralliers can hit? Water Tribe Rallier can hit every creature in our deck, which is super nice. So one thing we have to remember is just that we have a finite amount of creatures. So trading creatures for creatures is less efficient in our deck than it is to just remove them. Not always true. So we need to just play a little differently to accommodate that. But this is the deck. Feel free to let me know in the comments how you think this deck will do. And if you've enjoyed this draft, even if you don't watch the rest of the draft and you just skip ahead to see how we do, I'd appreciate you liking, subscribing. I'm a new creator, so any support is awesome as we try to build our Vintage Cube community. All right, let's jump into the game. Game 1. Red's the most prevalent color in our deck and the card we have the most lands of. I'm going to keep this hand, though, on the play with a 2-drop and removal spell, removal spell. I don't love just throwing out a Water Tribe Ralliers to get Fire Bending Lessened, but playing on curve probably is more relevant. We now have a Lightning Strike. They choose not to Fire Bending Lesson it? I mean, they have something. For 1 red, right? So it's Lightning Bolt, Lightning Strike. They could have chosen to hold on to it since they didn't have a play. I'm just going to play out the Deserter's Disciple. We're tight on red. Any land means we can just start playing sold outs every turn, and I'm not really worried anymore. Okay. I will Lightning Strike the Iroh. Easy. Easiest decision of my life. 2 down, 18 to go. 1 land of any color. Just makes this not even an issue. All right, there we go. We Lightning Strike the top, and we get in for another 2. Cool. And now we have sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out. Oh. Getting a land back, sure. They have red-green available, just kidding. I attack. And then I'm just going to play some warriors. It blocks both their creatures, requires a removal spell. Boomy's Bash does it, but all the traditional fight spells don't. The expectation here is I'm hoping for a minimum of a 2-for-1, but it's looking like they have allies at last. Oh, they do just have the Boomy's Bash. Alright, that sucks. And now we gotta keep up blockers with Sold Out. Interesting choices here. No attacks, end turn. I can sack the Sunblessed Peak at some point here. Badger Mole, further pumping the mountain. Yeah, that's fine. Pass. I'm absolutely trading at this point, and we're just gonna Sold Out the mountain. They get it back, obviously, but that works for me. I think I just pay full price and Deadly Precision this. You know, it's unlikely in red-green that they have anything I need to immediately remove, like combo-y things. Second Badger Mole. Yeah, we're getting the... This is what's difficult in this set with like all these 2-for-1 creatures. I really don't want to spend 2 premium removal spells to kill the Badger Mole and then the 2/2 land. Thankfully, they just attack with the Badger Mole. That helps us a ton. Alright, you're just going to keep hitting creatures? That's really bad. Oh, goodness. That's 3 creatures and a card. I have to Lightning Strike the Fire Sages. Yep. This is what beats us, right? Is we draw all removal and no creatures. And then when we do draw not removal, we just draw lands. Oh, of course. I kept red up because Lightning Strike. We have one more, right? So, oh, that's bad. Yeah, they've drawn really well here. It's feeling pretty over to me. Can't even play Jet. Yeah, they got it. They Earthbend 3 here. They attack with everything. I block a 2-drop. Or I block the Earthbend 3 and then I take 6. Yuppers. Okay. Well, we drew a lot of removal and not a lot of creatures. And they had removal for the creatures we did have. I need to change something here. Splash green for Lieutenant and White Lotus reinforcements. I usually don't change my decks. I usually lock it in and run, but I don't know. I'm feeling like with how that game went that I'm just worried that I'm not going to be able to actually win games. Right, so like I'm considering just bringing in a onslaught of more creatures to supplement some of our removal, and then cutting some of like the weaker removal spells. Path to Redemption, Deadly Precision. I don't know. Fire Nation attacks making 2 dudes at instant speed seems really good for us. Could cut like a Kyoshi Battlefan if I'm cutting the Deadly Precision. You know what? I don't have any way to go get a green source. It's so bad. This is tough. I could play a Barrels. I have the White Lotus Hideout for fixing. Zera's Disciple. Water Tribe Ralliers. All of these can be gotten off of the Water Tribe Ralliers. Yeah, I think I am going to switch up our deck here. Throwing in... Oh, I probably need Abandoned Attachments then to get through some of our draw discard woes. What are we cutting? Callous Inspector? Yeah. Okay. I don't usually change my decks. I just want to call this out. Like, This is our first time in the entire Bronze to Mythic run where after a game, I'm changing what our deck looks like. And we need to look at our mana values again. 2, 12, 6, 10. Yeah, we cut a bunch of black cards. So we cut another forest. Or we cut another swamp and put in 1 forest for our 2 green cards with a barrels and a way to discard it. I don't know. This is so weird. Is there a world where I cut black entirely? Right? So I'm cutting 5 removal spells and a Boiling Rock Rioter for some dinky creatures. I mean, it's not dinky. Earth King's Lieutenant is kind of nuts, actually. But Wandering Nations is a little dinky, to say the least. I can keep in both of these. So then we cut all of this. I bring in, like, Kyoshi Battle Fan, Fancy Footwork, Path to Redemption, and the last Agni Kai. And we need 1 more creature to come in. Or a card to come in, Sandbender's Storm. And then we just play white, red, splashing green. Huh. This is an interesting consideration, for sure. There's also a world where I go like half and half, and I cut, like, I keep like Boiling Rock Rider because he's also an ally for the Earth King's Lieutenant and all this. He's just really good. And like, I keep Heartless Act. I just cut all the sold outs and all but 1 swamp. And then put in 2 forests, or an extra forest, and extra plains. So we're at 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We need 1 more cut here. Could be like the last Agni Kai. Not really good in our deck. So it's something like this, and we're playing every color now. But we're really just splashing for Boiling Rock Rioter and Heartless Act and getting rid of all of the sold outs. I mean, if I'm playing black, I think I'd rather have 1 sold out over a Fancy Footwork. And the Kyoshi Battle Fans. Colorless. This is definitely a deck. Let's try this. I mean, that first game felt terrible, right? We had all the removal in the world, and they just played 6 creatures that made 2 things, and we lost, right? Like, the sold outs just didn't work because they just played a bunch of stuff that made 2 stuffs, and we had no creatures. All right, let's try it. I'd rather lose to mana than play out my deck properly and lose anyway, right? Like, I'd rather have a deck where if I draw my lands in the right way, I have a real chance to win. Oh, we have the sexy, what is this, Oko? Yeah, black, red, white, we're just missing green. And we have a lightning strike and then late we would just draw lands and we're fine. Hey, we're drawing lands. Well, we now have a turn 4 play in Kyoshi Warriors. I probably don't bonk that with a lightning strike. I don't think it's worth it, especially when I can make that decision this turn to with no difference, right? See what they want to do. They just attack for 2. I'll take it. Play something I want to kill. I want to kill that. Go away. And then we just play Kyoshi Warriors into Jet. Greenland. Yeah, we're just hitting all our lands now. But 1 black. They have something for 1 black. Zuko's Conviction. Sure. You can have my back, and then I'm just gonna jet the my. Earth Rumble Wrestlers. It's pretty good, actually. Ooh. Definitely holding that back. I'm just going to play the Fire Nation attacks. Because then Jet kills anything. And also I have the creatures to Water Tribe Brawler. Oh no, it's a 4/4. I take 4. Please don't make it 10. Yay, it's not 10. I love this for me. Sure. The Fire Nation attacks. Well, I'm playing Jet anyway this turn, so I guess the tapped land is fine. He doesn't have Flash, so I might as well play him pre-combato. And they can put the double strike counter on Mai, so I want to kill her. I can chump block or double block if I, down the line need to the Earth Rumble Wrestlers, but the Mai getting a double strike counter is problematic. I play a tapped land. I go to combat. We need to get some damage through, and Jet's done his job. I don't need a huge board anymore. I'm happy to trade a soldier for a Deserter's Disciple if that's what they want to do. Lightning Strike, sure. They didn't have enough removal to make it so Jet didn't kill Mai. Okay, they want to leave me with a 3... they want to stay with their 3/4 because it probably have a land in hand. What's going to happen here is I'm going to play land Water Tribe Brawler and then just start Water Tribe Brawlering all over the place. And then what? No blocks. They didn't even play a land. So it didn't even have trample, but I still don't want to block. I figured they have a trick. Yep. And now we get to start Water Tribe Brawlering all over the place. They didn't have a land last turn, so what we're actually going to do is we're going to attack with the Fire Nation soldiers, and then use the Firebending, is really funny, on it. I am not going to auto pay, because I assume the Water Tribe Rider is going to die. I want to be able to play whatever I hit here, so I need to keep up white, red, green, black. Cool, second Water Tribe Rallier. And I just play that. And I'm not blocking this, right? So even if they have a land here and then the double strike thing, it makes it 10 damage, so I'm still alive. Alright, they make 1 red bonus from that, so that was 1 red, kill my dude. And then they kill my other dude. It's pretty rude of you. Get him for 3, yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, we have the mana, so I guess I should double attack. And then we recast the Fire Nation attacks using the Firebending mana. We can double block the Wrestlers. They haven't had a land all these turns. But importantly, now that I have a second swamp, I can start. I don't love doing this. Sacking lands. Doesn't even have trample. I feel like they just have removal. I'm going to keep up blockers next turn. I'll go to 5 here. Twin Blades would have killed me, but... Double Lightning Strike in hand? No. How many is that? 4? Did they have 4? It had 3, like us. Okay, I guess I needed to... I mean, if I double block, they kill one of them and keep their creature alive. I don't know. I mean, obviously I had the block, but I'm not going to predict that their last 2 cards in hand are a second and third Lightning Strike. Welcome to Avatar, I guess. Mother. Alright, rally back. We're 0-2 again, because that's how Avatar just works. This is awful. All red cards and a black card in our 4-color deck. This is super keepable. We gotta keep all of our mana, so I will put back a creature. I'll keep the removal. We're down a card and on the draw, so you know, that might itself just be enough to lose this game. Can't lie, a little tilted on that last one. Triple lightning strike got us fair and square. I'm still gonna play a tap land over barrels because I want to be able to play a 2-drop. Not have to worry about figuring it out later. We have all our colors. Play the dude. No point in showing them the green. Okay. They have green or black, red, blue. Path to Redemption's our weakest removal spell. We have to keep the land. I assume they have the thingy that keeps the creature tapped. Wari Grass. This 2/2's doing a lot of work, right? We would already be way lower health-wise. Ty Lee. Sure. Just play the Sun Warriors? Probably. If they want to use Ty Lee to make it so it can't block, I accept. They can also spend 5 mana to give it the doesn't untap and then shuffle it away. Nope, we're just hanging out. We're just gonna hang out. I'm just gonna hold up making a 1/1. Right, it's 5 mana, make a 1/1. I have double removal spell. I can sack Boiling Rock Prison. Like if they want to Lost Days it, whatever, right? Like I don't care. I have no protection spells, so it's not like I'm actually worried about that. I do have removal. Okay. You passed with 5 mana up last turn. This is awesome for me. I'm just gonna keep making a 1/1 every turn, right? Like, I'm hitting lands. They have double black now as this Fire Nation drill. Azula on the hunt. With red blue up. Sure. Yeah, hitting lands is just great. I can attack here now. And then in the face of blocks, I have all the tricks and they don't. I just don't love if they have the lockdown effect that it means I just don't do anything. And I'm winning this game, right? Like, I get to make a 1/1 every turn. If they attack with Azula, I can block her. I can also, like, I'll let them get their card. This game feels like it's on a, on a pendulum. Like, we're very, oh. Professor Zay. They have no instants or sorceries in their graveyard. Do I use my removal here, or do I just make a 1/1? It's probably more efficient to just use my removal here, knowing they have no creatures up. Firelord Azula, they've built the deck around it, assumably. So I'm actually quite comfortable just killing this. Do I want to use Heartless Act on the other Azula? Kind of. Uses my mana efficiently. I can always just draw a card off Boiling Rock now. Pretending Poxbearers, is this where we finally attack? And we just let them lock it down? Probably. It makes just 5 mana instantly when I play this, and then we'll be holding up 5 mana to do it again. So I'm getting 2 more 1/1s out of it. If I pay 5 now, it just makes 6. So it doesn't actually mean I get an extra thing. Alright, I'm at 20. Let's get the heat on. Alright. Next. And we're holding up, making another 1/1 or cracking the land. We have black, so, that's not really a concern. We went straight to combat. We have to be worried with double black that they do have a board clear, right? Day of the Black Sun or Rise of Sozin. Another land isn't ideal. I make the 2/1 unblockable. I'm just going to attack with the 2/1 here. And then I'm just going to hold up some warriors again. The Unagi? Ew. Okay. Glad I didn't attack with some warriors. Jesus, this is a stupid card. Well, doesn't have trample. And I have infinite 1/1s. I block with 1/1/1. Kind of crazy because choosing to do that instead of attacking with it. I would rather have a 1/1 than a card right now. They got more. Oh, they can always just do Professor Zay. Yeah, it's when I draw my second card. Okay, well that kind of blows this game wide open, doesn't it? Soka's Haiku? Or do we draw a discard? Alright, well now, good luck. Discarding Cunning Maneuver. Yep, we killed the Azula, that's why. Cards like that. To get it back, they have to sacrifice it on their turn. So they have no abilities right now that I'm worried about. I don't want to attack because Water Tribe Rallier right now gives me multiple cards if I don't attack. Zuko's Conviction, returning Azula to the battlefield. Sure. We have a million blockers. I do need to be worried about how to start a riot, giving everything +4/+0 and 2 creatures menace off of Azula. Yeah, you get all the things. They don't pay, but they get 2 copies of Zuko's Exile. Alright, what do they copy on the second one? So we start using Water Tribe Rallier on those 2 creatures. We have no black. I mean, none of our stuff has flash, right? Earth King's Lieutenant. They targeted Pretending Poxbearers with the second one. So interesting. I think I need to take the Water Tribe Rallier number 2. And we just let all this resolve. I get 2 clues as well. So I need to crack 1 this turn. I think we have to make them try and kill 2 things here. right? Because Azula... They only have 3 mana up, so they need a second pair of removal spells here. Combustion Technique. What do you want to target the second thing with? A 1/1. Okay. Dupe, 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 dupe. Hitting Kyoshi Warriors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Would I rather draw a card off a clue or Water Tribe Rallier one more time? With Inagi in play, I think I'd rather draw a card. Yep. This is pretty crazy, opponent. They hit me for 10 as well. Off of the Prowess from Ty Lee and basically clear my whole board. But we do kill Azula, finally. I draw. Fire Nation attacks is pretty good. We play the Water Tribe Rallier. They know I have the Kyoshi Warriors, so holding up the Water Tribe Rallier seems worse. And let's see what we can do. Or holding up Fire Nation attacks. Yeah, they played Azula, brought it back on instant speed, got to attack with it. They had an Unagi, which has prevented us from drawing cards. The only thing really keeping us in this is that they don't have Trample. We're also getting to the point where we know we're going to hit a Deserter's Disciple off Water Tribe Rallier. It's pretty funny. But we are keeping the mana up to be able to... Wow, they are just attacking with everything, huh? Yeah, Professor Zay doesn't seem like a great grab. What are we doing? Just the Unagi, you say? So you can get back a Zuko's Exile. So I cannot actually block with my team. You just get back Zuko's Exile and it's a blowout. Water Tribe Rallier. Tapping all of the creatures and the clue. Hitting Boiling Rock Rioter. Excellent. Pass. They still might kill the Water Tribe Rallier, sacking Professor Zay to get back a removal spell. They're not. Well, in that case, I am cracking this clue. The Unagi doesn't stop that. White Lotus Reinforcement seems pretty good. I will draw for turn. Lightning Strike seems really good. I have to just play this. I think they have a second Zuko's Exile to get back Fire Lord Azula instant speed again. Oh my gosh, they didn't do it if they have it. That's insane. In that case, I play White Lotus Reinforcements and hold up, tapping all these things at instant speed. Maybe they don't realize that I can tap these things at instant speed. I don't know. I'm going to exile their whole frickin' graveyard. Boiling Rock Rioter, baby. This card is good. We're holding up Lightning Stripe. We're holding up Water Tribe Rallier that is still not going to hit the Deserter's Disciples yet. Epic Downfall. In response. No more Ty Lee. Because prowess, I don't want them having like a second prowess trigger. And being able to prevent something from blocking. Cunning maneuver. Oh my goodness, this is so annoying. Your deck is really annoying, opponent. I respect it. Whoa. Why didn't I get to tap an untapped ally I control? I wanted to exile a card from their graveyard. Unagi again, sure. Ty Lee, you can make something not be able to block. I am blocking your gosh dang Ty Lee with something though, friend. Not paying? I block there. You have black, blue. When it dies, you Earthbend 4. Okay. I need to remove all their instants and sorceries so that Professor Zay doesn't have an instant or sorcery to go get. I get hit for 5 again. They Earthbend 4, nothing we can do about it. But they're tapped out now. So now I'm gonna tap all my allies to remove all of your instants and sorceries. So you have nothing to get back with Professor Zay. Cunning maneuver doesn't really matter to me. Jet. Oh, what a draw. Jet blowing up their island, I assume. Deal 4, deal 4. And then I use this 1/1 to exile Kyoshi Warriors, my graveyard. And then I go to combat and I attack with him. Firebend 1, cast the Kyoshi Warriors. So I'm down 2 creatures, but I made 2 creatures. Yeah, we are grinding this one out. They crack the clue, irrelevant. Just need them to not have a way to deal 5 out of nowhere. We've removed enough. Second Ty Lee. Sure. They attack with the Unagi. They have 1 card in their hand. I mean, I block. Pass the damage. What the heck? They're just giving me this? Boiling Rock Rider so it can attack. Water Tribe Rallier so it doesn't die to the things. I use Boiling Rock Rider. Okay, we stole a game, I guess. I don't know. This set's so weird. I don't think our opponent played that right. I think that was their game to lose in a lot of ways, but we'll take 1 win. I mean, every win with this junk of a deck is a victory, it feels like. Well, this is a keepable hand. Imagine if we were a Boros deck and we didn't have 2 other colors that this could just lead to disaster for. Well, Water Tribe Rallier sure helps. Not playing that on turn 2, though. I want to try and at least get a card back. Well, there's our first black card. Earth Kingdom Protectors on turn 2 is a lot better than it on turn 1. And we have a blocker. And they're passing? Oh. Well, I'm not playing anything here. I'm just going to abandon detachments. Away this Heartless Act I can't cast. It's a good removal spell, but I have removal and I just need lands. That's why I put in abandoned detachments, by the way, for this exact type of situation. Well, now I actually need the Heartless Act. Glad I waited. Oh, wait. Some Warriors gives it indestructible. Earth Kingdom Protectors gives it indestructible, huh? I think I get rid of the Fire Nation attacks here. Another Lightning Strike. Yummy. Well, now if I play Water Tribe Brawler, I'm holding up not activating it. Damn it. Okay. I see the play. We let them go to combat. They attack with some warriors. We block with Deserter's Disciple. We let the 2 damage go through. We attempt to Lightning Strike after the damage has happened, after combat on their end step. And then when they sacrifice Earth Kingdom Protectors to Protector it, we second Lightning Strike. So in total, we will be trading Earth Kingdom Protectors and some Warriors for Deserter's Disciple and 2 of our 3 Lightning Strikes. And if they have any additional interaction, we lose. Also, they could just not attack. So that's a possibility. But Heartless Act sure helps with this whole rigmarole eventually, because I can just Lightning Strike the thing. Yeah, we gotta get Earth Kingdom Protectors off the board here. Yep. You Firebend. I pass the blockers. You have 1 red. So we let the damage happen. We let the red go away, because I don't want them to, like, cunning whatever it's called, and they're thinking they're pretty safe. So I get to Lightning Strike this. And they go, what are you doing? I get to save it. And I go, right, but second Lightning Strike. And now, removal spell. Oh, nope, that's a green card. I have to play a Water Tribe Brawler here. Probably just dies. What are you going to do? Can't not play anything. I need to take the 1/1s off the board that attack with Suki so that Suki doesn't get out of hand. I need creatures on the board for Earth Kingdom Lieutenant. Okay. That's getting Lightning Striked. Nope. Nope to the nope, 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 nope. It's a free attack. You know, you deal 2 damage, I kill the 1/1. If you have a Yip Yip or whatever, it's even better. Another black card. Awesome. I have no 1-drops in my deck, but they don't know that we're 3 colors, so we'll Water Tribe Rallier and pray. We've gone through a lot of our deck. Second Sun Warriors, okay. If we draw black, we're in business here. That doesn't matter. Just make Suki a little bigger. I kill that. Watch, I'm gonna Water Tribe Rallier and see, like, Forest, my filter land. I'm gonna see, like, 5 lands. Oh. Wandering Musicians or Iroh. Iroh looks really good here. Land isn't nothing. So I play Iroh. I don't think I give them the food. I think I give them a tapped land. I make a 2/2, and then the food helps me survive a little bit longer. Because I can't sack the tapped land to make my future creatures smaller either. So I just pass. I give them this tapped mountain and make a 2/2 out of it. I obviously do not attack. We have 2 life. This also helps with water bending. Just some warriors. Damn it, they're attacking with Wolf. That's super bad. That just screams removal spell, right? I have to double block Suki, single block this. They make a 1/1, sure. There's no trick. First strike and lifelink. Whatever. This game feels over. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know what we should have done. This draft felt doomed from the start, honestly. Oh yay, another water driver out here. Foods do have to tap to sacrifice, by the way. Our own Sun Warriors. Second water. I mean, what are we doing here, right? I mean, this just feels like we're delaying the inevitable as Sun Warriors takes over the game. This is uncommon. It's just such a win more card. We gave up one of our lands, so we now don't have the mana to actually pay life. We have to chump block Vasuki, or we die, because they make another 1/1 here on the Sun Warriors trigger. Oh no. I take a 1/1 off the board, I guess. I don't even know what is needed to live here, but it's not that. Okay. All right, deck review. This is a good one. Great removal, really strong creatures. Our mana was a little bit inconsistent, which was our main issue, but I really feel like during the draft it was very unclear what was going on. There were multiple points where it looked like a color was wide open, and we would kind of dip into that color, and then it would just dry up, and another color would appear like it was just wide open. And it was very inconsistent to try and draft around it. Like we ended up with a whole bunch of really powerful cards and no good way to really build the deck for it. Uh, Definitely one to think on. I feel like there's an opportunity to have a better deck here, but definitely a really difficult draft. Avatar has been a really difficult format to draft and really feel good about the decks you're playing. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoy watching the free-to-play experience, the draft experience, I'd really appreciate if you gave this video a like, subscribe, whatever you feel like doing. But more importantly, I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.